WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5:30.
Right now at 5:30, payment problems for the city of Detroit tied to the mayoral days of disgraced Kwame Kilpatrick. Plus, rescue efforts continue to reach more than a dozen gold miners trapped underground in Colombia. And an unusual and alarming discovery on a Michigander's front lawn. Those stories and a lot more, and all in the first 6 minutes. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Let's start that clock. And we begin with the case of former Detroit Mayor Kwame Kilpatrick. Federal prosecutors are now trying to collect hundreds of thousands of dollars from Kilpatrick's friends and family that officials say is owed to the city. Kilpatrick served 7 years of a 28-year sentence on bribery, extortion, racketeering, and other charges related to crimes when he was mayor from 2002 to 2008. President Donald Trump commuted his sentence in 2021. Kilpatrick's inner circle were also charged in connection with the case. Court records show Kilpatrick's father, Bernard Kilpatrick, still owes around $36,000 in restitution and has been making payments. 25% of former Detroit Treasurer Jeffrey Beasley's pay from his university job in Florida is being directed to the debt, but prosecutors say ex-city contractor Bobby Ferguson has not made any payments. Staying in the Detroit area, the man who threatened Michigan Attorney General Dana Nessel was recently sentenced to more than a year in federal prison. Kevin Delgado of New York admitted to sending the threats to Nessel after she posted a picture of herself with Jewish murder victim Samantha Wall in 2023. Delgado told the court he targeted Nessel because of her religion and sexual orientation. He pleaded guilty in May. Moving to Arizona, 3 people were shot to death in a home break-in Tuesday night, according to police. 2 others were shot but survived. Police say 2 men broke into the home and a person inside shot and killed one of them. The person who fired retreated but then came back and killed the second intruder. Police have not said how or why 3 other people, including one who later died, were shot. The case is still under investigation. In Pittsburgh, 3 students were stabbed at a high school today, but all of them survived. School officials say another student used a small knife to attack the other students. 2 of them had stab wounds to their abdomens and are being treated in a hospital. Police say the student suspect is in custody. In Mississippi, 2 people inside a vehicle were killed when it was hit by an Amtrak train last night. According to Amtrak, there were 97 passengers on the train at the time, and there were no injuries reported among them. It's not clear yet why the vehicle was on the tracks. Officials say all warning lights were working at the time, and they are still investigating. The family of one of 67 people killed when a passenger airliner and an Army helicopter collided over Washington, D.C. in January is suing the government and the airlines involved. It was the deadliest U.S. plane crash in more than 2 decades. The lawsuit filed Wednesday seeks to hold the FAA, the U.S. Army, American Airlines, and its regional partner PSA Airlines accountable.
Today we are taking legal action because the accountability of American Airlines, PSA Airlines, and the Army and FAA is the only way to ensure this never happens again and no other families have to live with the pain we have to endure each day without Casey.
Other families are expected to join the lawsuit brought by the widow of crash victim Casey Crafton. The NTSB has identified likely factors in the disaster, including that the Army helicopter was flying too high. This is a bizarre story from South Carolina. A teaching assistant at a high school has been arrested and is accused of using a so-called fart spray in the building. Police say between August 25th and September 19th, Alexander Lewis sprayed the product around the school. Several students became sick, and the school spent more than $55,000 in repairing air conditioning systems. Police say there could be more charges as the investigation continues. In news from the rest of the world now, Yemen attacked a southern Israeli city with drones today. Israel officials say 22 people were wounded. Iran-backed Houthi rebels in Yemen have regularly fired drones and missiles at Israel and attacked international shipping in what they say is in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. The Houthis claimed the latest attack, saying in a statement they had fired 2 drones at Israel. Israel has carried out airstrikes on Yemen after past attacks, and Israel's defense minister warned the Houthis that anyone who harms Israel will be harmed 7-fold. As Super Typhoon Ragasa made landfall overnight across Asia, more than 24 people are dead. In several countries in the southern China region, there have been floods, landslides, and damage from intense winds. This has been described as the most powerful storm in the world this year. Climate scientists warn storms are becoming stronger around the globe because of the effects of human-driven climate change. And in Colombia, 7 miners were rescued from a collapsed gold mine today. There are still 16 people trapped underground. The mine collapsed on Monday night. Rescuers have been able to give the miners food and oxygen throughout the operation, and crews are continuing to try to dig them out. The 4 astronauts set to venture around the moon on Artemis II shared an update today on their first crewed NASA mission aimed at eventually establishing a long-term presence on the moon. Mission Commander Reed Wiseman says liftoff for the approximately 10-day Artemis II test flight, scheduled to launch by next April, will happen when the time is right.
When we get off the planet, we might come right back home. We might spend 3 or 4 days around Earth. We might go to the moon. That's where we want to go, but it is a test mission, and we are ready for every scenario as we ride this amazing space launch system and the Orion spacecraft 250,000 miles away.
During today's news conference, the Artemis II crew members announced they have named their Orion spacecraft Integrity. And wrapping up our first 6 minutes of news, here in Michigan, someone called police after finding a 3-foot-long crocodile in their front lawn. The South American croc was just relaxing in the shade of a crabapple tree when officers arrived. This is in Hampton Township. They were able to safely capture it, and it has a new home now at the Birch Run Zoo. Investigators, Kendall, still don't know where the crocodile came from, which I find a little concerning.
Yeah, that's a very crucial question that I need answers to.
I know a lot of people do have alligators as pets in this state. I just don't need them, you know, running free in the rivers and in my property.
I don't need them wandering over into anywhere, even within a 50-mile radius of where I stay.
Oh my goodness. Oh, he's cute though.
Yeah, maybe. Well, you know what is cute, without a doubt, though, Siobhan?
The weather.
Yeah, the temperatures that we have on the way for this weekend are looking pretty nice.
Ooh, your full forecast after the break, Kendall. Thank you. And later in our forecast, we sometimes show you the drought tracker. So in this week's Weather Wednesday, find out how we use that tool to help you plan your day. That and a lot more still to come.